Sound options. Alright, now we're ready to go. So basically what we're going to be doing... Oh, my guy's sat down and he looks like he's made a penis. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is, as you can see by the title, my weekend's Premier League review. Before I go on, so some of my views on Everton will be very opinionated and I will have a little moan. But for any of the other games, including the Liverpool game, I will be completely impartial and I won't go off too many opinions. Also, if anyone during the stream or at a later date does post their opinion in, please just don't go and attack them if you don't like their opinion. It's just unneeded. But without further ado, let's start the video. Okay, so we're reviewing the Premier League, so we can't view Huddersfield, obviously. But really, the Premier League started on Saturday, and it's kicked off with Arsenal-Burnley. Now, as you know, I have a season ticket at Everton. I go to the game, so I was actually in the pub while I was watching this. It was on one of the big screens, and I got in there around about when it was half time, so I didn't really see too much. I saw Ashley Barnes goal. Well, I just caught Lacazette's first goal. It was quite a nice goal, and then I kind of stopped paying attention for a bit, and then Ashley Barnes got the equaliser, and then it was half time. So that's what I kind of missed a bit. And then in the second half, 64 minutes in, we had Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang who scored the... Well, I don't know what to call it, but he scored the winner, basically, and yeah, it was a pretty good game from what I saw. Obviously, both sides were all over it. You know, I can't really pick a side that was more over it than the other, but it was alright, it was decent, it was a good game. I really enjoyed watching it. Next up was Aston Villa Bournemouth. I'm using the app Live Score to do this, so I'm just going in the way that Live Score gives it to me. So if you want to give me, you know, crap for that, then go ahead and do it. But anyway, the next game was Aston Villa Bournemouth. That ended 2-1 to Bournemouth. I didn't watch this game. I caught glimpses of it on Match of the Day on the Sunday morning, but yeah, Joshua King, he scored a penalty in the second minute, quite surprising. I didn't catch that. I catch the second goal though, 12 minutes in. Harry Wilson scored a very good goal. You know, I like Bournemouth. I do like Bournemouth. They're a very good team, but they just don't have the, you know, competitive edge that I'd want them to have with the, you know, all the big teams. And I've got trick safety off. That's confusing. Anyway, back onto what I'm... He got a yellow card, and then Douglas Luiz got the only goal for Aston Villa, and that game finished 2-1. I'm sorry I can't give much of an opinion on that, because I didn't really see it. So I'm sorry if my opinion's a bit vague on that. Next up we have Brighton Hove Albion versus West Ham United. 2 goals scored. It was 1-1 in the end. Obviously, Chicharito, I think his name is, scored the first in the 61st minute. The first half was a bit boring. I watched bits of it. It was kind of just back and forth, really, no goals. And then in the 65th minute, Leandro Trossard got 1-1, and then obviously Arthur Maseku and Declan Rice got yellow cards. Again, I can't really give a full opinion on that because I didn't really watch it, so I'm sorry if this video is kind of vague, but, you know, 2 pretty good teams there. I mean, although West Ham is one of my teams that I would pick to go down at the end of the season, you know, I still kind of want them to, you know, do a lot, just go into better places, you know. I just feel sorry for them sometimes, West Ham, because they just get way too much stick in that. But on to the next one. It was my team. It was the Mighty Blues of Everton. We played Watford at home. Obviously, I went to this game, so I have first-hand experience. The team Marco Silva put out, he basically played the same team as we did at Crystal Palace. Same system and same team as well, just minus Morgan Schneiderlin. We put Gabam, and he started instead of Morgan Schneiderlin. Obviously, 10 minutes in, Bernard with a great goal, assisted by Luca Dean. What a pass it was from Luca Dean to Bernard. It was absolutely... It was great. You know, that's the style of football I really want Everton to play, but we just don't seem to want to play that kind of football. So, yeah, then Seamus Coleman got a yellow card. Etienne Capoue then also got a yellow card. Then second half, you know, again, we just started to lack a bit in attack. We just started to let a bit too loose, in my opinion. So, you know, we need to sort it out there going into the next game. I think we've got Lincoln City this Friday, I think, in the Carabao Cup round 2. So that's going to be very interesting. I can't wait for that. That's going to be absolutely great. I've hit a tree there. But again, and then unfortunately, Bernard, you know, he missed... He should have had a shot, but he passed it to Moise Kean, and Moise Kean, unfortunately, just couldn't get a goal. But again, we lacked against Watford. We really lacked, you know, in the second half. We really lacked that drive to, you know, get another one, or at least, you know, defend them from, you know, getting a decent, a decent shot on goal. I mean, they did attack. They just didn't find the chance. Also, another complaint as well. There's 2 new rules. I mean, I get the whole referee, if it hits the referee thing and goes to the other team, they get a drop, you know, you get a drop ball. That's a decent rule. It's a very good rule. I think it's good to have. But also the rule about the goal kick inside the box. Now, Yerry Mina and Jordan Pickford, where it's the first time I've actually seen this rule being played in the Premier League, you know, since we started on this season. So I was kind of confused, and I did ask a few people sitting around me. I said, is this some sort of new rule that I've missed out on? And he said, yeah, you can now take penalties from inside the box, apparently. So that's a new thing I've not heard of, but it's still kind of... It really annoys me, actually, because, you know, Yerry Mina and Pickford, you know, they almost score points, so kind of really annoyed me. But, yeah, Everton won 1-0. First home game of the season. I was happy. All my friends were happy. So, you know, there's not really much to complain about. Anyway, let's move on now to Liverpool, Southampton. Sorry, I've missed one out. Norwich, Newcastle. Now, Norwich were my other favourites to go down, but they really pretty much proved me wrong. I'm going to be honest. They really proved me wrong. On the Saturday, you know, I was astounded, you know. It was a really good game, you know, that Timu Pukki again, 1-0. First off, 32 minutes in. It was really, you know, it's just one of them games, isn't it? It's just one of them games, but yeah, then you go on, Max Aarons, obviously, you've seen him in my Everton career, I've got him, and then again, Timu Pukki in the 63rd minute got the second goal, and then again in the 75th to get the third goal. So he got a hat-trick, and then John Joe Shelby got the one for Newcastle. So obviously Norwich were one of my teams to go down, but they've really proved me wrong. on that Saturday. I hope they can keep this up. I want to see what happens to them in their first season back in the Premier League. So it's going to be interesting. Now, next up, we have Southampton Liverpool. Now, this game didn't really kick off until just before the half when Sadio Mane got the first with James Milner with the assist, and then in the 71st minute, Roberto Firmino got the second, and then Danny Ings got one against his former club, and that one ended 2-1. Obviously, I'm not going to go into too much opinion because people will say, oh, you're an Everton fan, you're giving a wrong opinion, or they'll just give me crap in the comments. So I'm not going to comment on much with Liverpool, but well done to them. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be nice about it. And then this is another game I watched. It was the final game of that Saturday, and it was it was Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, a really good game between them two. Obviously, Raheem Sterling with the first one in the 20th minute, and this game just went back and forth, and that's the kind of football I love. That's what I want to see. And then Eric Lamela, City's defence just completely broke down, and Eric Lamela got the equaliser. Then Sergio Aguero, nice little tap in. Kevin De Bruyne again with the assist. It was a good assist, great goal to bring them level. And then after the half, Lucas Moura came on. It was a corner, and literally not 30 seconds after he come on, Eric Lamela smashes in a corner, and Lucas Moura just gets a really, really good header, and it was great. It was a really good game. I really, really, really enjoyed that one. Then obviously on the Sunday we had two games take place. We had Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. Again, nothing happened in the first half. It took till the 47th minute for John Lundstrom to get the only goal of the game, the first goal of the game, to end that game 1-0. Crystal Palace again. I feel like they're really gonna struggle against Sheffield United. Well, again against everyone. If they're looking like they're going to get a draw with us and then getting beat by Sheffield United, it's not looking good for their season. And they're probably one of my other contenders to go down. I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm sorry to say they might go down. And then one that surprised me, Chelsea versus Leicester City. This one really, really surprised me. It didn't surprise me that Mason Mount got the first one for Chelsea in the 7th minute, but I was so surprised in the 67th minute when Wilfred Ndidi, I hope I've said his name right there, but Wilfred Ndidi got the equaliser, and then after that, Chelsea just didn't seem to be able to get back, and it really surprised me. It was so surprising. It caught me off guard a bit. And then, obviously tonight, we have, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to shed an opinion on this. I will shed one next weekend if we have a couple more games. But we have Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United to look forward to tonight at the Molineux Stadium. I'll tell you the lineups while I'm here, just so you don't have to look at them. We'll start with the home sides. They're going to start with Rui Patricio in goal. This is Wolverhampton, so they're going to start with Patricio in goal with three at the back: Ryan Bennett, Code, and Willy Bolly. That's a really funny name, I'm sorry. They're going to start with 5: Danoka, Ruben Neves, Moutinho, and Johnny Otto, and Raul Jimenez and Diego Jota are going to start in the up front, and that is a 5-3-2 for Wolverhampton. Man United, we'll do the subs for Wolverhampton. They're going to be playing with Pedro, the substitutes are Pedro Neto, Patrick Cortrone, Gibbs White, John Ruddy, Roman Saiss, I think his name is, Ruben Vingari, and Adama Traore. Here is the starting lineup for West Ham United. Manchester United, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. They're going with David De Gea in goal, with Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw in defence. Two in the middle, in the face of Paul Pogba and Scotty McTominay. They're going to start with three in the middle. Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard and James Daniels, and Martial is gonna play up front for them. And on the subs bench, they're gonna have Juan Mata, Anderson Pereira, Ashley Young, Sergio Romero, Greenwood, Nemjama Matic and Axel Tubanezi, whatever his name is. I can't say that name. Anyway, that's it for the Premier League games. I'm going to briefly just talk about... We've got a couple more games as well in the English Championship and then on, yeah. But I'll talk about the table. Obviously, Liverpool in first, 6 points, followed by Arsenal, obviously, with 6 points. I won't tell you the points because it's probably all the same. But as it stands now, after week 2 of the Premier League, we're going to have Liverpool in front, in first, Arsenal in second, followed by Manchester City, Brighton Hove Albion in fourth, Tottenham Hotspur in sixth, followed by Bournemouth and Sheffield United in sixth and seventh. Everton are in eighth, with Manchester United in ninth, Burnley in 10th, Norwich City starting their season off with a bang, 11th. I think that's pretty good for them. I hope they can stay around there. That'd be a really good season for them. And they are followed by Leicester City in 12th place. Wolverhampton Wanderers are in 13th, and followed by Crystal Palace and Chelsea in 14th and 15th, and West Ham in 16th, followed by Aston Villa in 17th, and in the drop zone currently in 18th, 19th and 20th, as I say them, are Newcastle United, Southampton and Watford. So, that settles it for today's Premier League review. Obviously, on the Friday next week, I'll tell you the fixtures. We are going to be hosted by Aston Villa away at 8 o'clock on Friday the 23rd of August. We are the only game of that Friday, followed by on the Saturday the 24th of August, they're going to be followed by Norwich City versus Chelsea at 12:30, and then all 3 o'clock kickoffs are Brighton Hove Albion versus Southampton, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, Sheffield United versus Leicester City, Watford versus West Ham United, and Liverpool are going to be hosting Arsenal at 5 o'clock. So, that does it for today's Premier League rundown or review. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.